Hey, 6th grade. So in this next video, we'll continue talking about how to multiply fractions and whole numbers, but this time we're going to do it without drawing all of those number tiles that we did in the last video. So to start this one, I want to take a look at this problem up here in the box. It says Anthony, Lily, and Sam shared a pizza, and the pizza was cut into 16 squares. Anthony ate 5/8 of the pizza. Lily ate 1/4 of the pizza, and Sam ate what was left of the pizza. And it's asking how many squares did each person eat? Well, to figure this answer out, we're going to think about this as a multiplication problem, because it is. Because they are each eating part of the whole pizza, we must multiply. Remember, of always means multiply when we're talking about fraction problems. So we multiply the part or the fraction that they ate by the whole pizza to get our answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start with Anthony. And we know that Anthony ate 5/8 of the 16 squares. So to figure out how many squares that actually is, we're going to take the fraction 5/8 times 16. And before we did that, again, using number tiles, and now we're going to learn how to do that without having to draw those number tiles in, even though I still want you to know how to do that should you need to go back and see if your work makes sense. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do when we're multiplying a fraction times a whole number is we're going to rewrite the whole number as a fraction. And for all whole numbers, it's really easy to rewrite them as fractions. All you have to do is put them over 1. So we're going to make this 5/8 times 16 over 1. Okay, my next step when multiplying fractions is I'm going to multiply my numerators together. So it's going to look like this: 5 times 16, those are my numerators, the numbers in the top. And then next I'm going to multiply my denominators together. My denominators here are 8 and 1, so 8 times 1. So I'm going to get this new fraction in the numerator is 5 times 16. And if you need to do work off to the side, as always, do that. 5 times 16 is 80. So we get 80 over the denominator. 8 times 1 is just 8. So now we have the improper fraction 80 over 8. Last step is, of course, to reduce if necessary. Well, that fraction bar right there, remember, is another way of saying divide. So if your denominator will go into your numerator an even number of times, you're going to get a whole number for your answer. Well, we know that 8 goes into 80 10 whole times. So 80 over 8 is the same as 80 divided by 8, and so my answer is just 10. Okay, so I might say that Anthony ate 10 pieces of this 16-piece pizza. Okay, now let's take a look at how many pieces did Lily eat. So back up here at the original problem, it said Lily ate 1/4 of the pizza. So to write a multiplication problem to represent what Lily ate, we would write 1/4 times, again, there were 16 pieces total, so 1/4 times 16. Okay, to multiply a fraction times a whole number, again, we do the fraction, and then we do the whole number as a fraction, and so that would be 16 over 1 again. We multiply our numerators together. My numerators are 1 and 16, so that's 1 times 16 in my numerator. In my denominator, I have a 4 and a 1 in my denominators, so I multiply those together, 4 times 1, and I end up getting the fraction 16 over 4. Again, think about this as the division problem: 16 divided by 4, and 16 divided by 4 we know is 4, so my answer to this problem is that Lily ate 4 pieces. Okay, how many squares or how many pieces did Sam eat? Let's go back to the original problem. It said Sam ate what was left of the pizza. Okay, so for this one, we're not going to use our fraction multiplication like we did in the first two. We're actually going to use our first two answers to figure out how much Sam ate. So we know that Anthony, looking back here, ate 10 pieces. And then we know that Lily ate 4 pieces. And we know there were 16 pieces to begin with. So if there were 16 pieces to begin with, Anthony ate 10 and Lily ate 4. To answer this problem, we're going to do 16 minus 10 minus 4. 16 minus 10 is 6, and 6 minus 4 is 2. So Sam ate what was left, and that was just 2 pieces. For my last few problems, we're just going to practice some whole number times fraction multiplication again. So for number 3, we have 2 times the fraction 2 sevenths. So again, to start a fraction multiplication problem, rewrite your whole number as a fraction. So that would be 2 over 1. And then times my fraction here is 2 sevenths. We multiply our two numerators together. My numerators are 2 and 2, so this becomes 2 times 2, over my denominators are 1 and 7. So 1 times 7. So that gives me 2 times 2 is 4, over 1 times 7 is 7. And 4 over 7 is a proper fraction, okay, so we know we're not going to need to divide anything. And because 4 sevenths does not reduce, that would be my answer to this problem. 2 times 2 sevenths is 4 sevenths. For number 4, we have 3/4 times 5. So again, we're going to take our fraction 3/4 times our whole number and write our whole number over 1. So this becomes 3/4 times 5 over 1. Numerators get multiplied together. 3 times 5 goes on the top. On the bottom, we put 4 times 1. 3 times 5 is 15. And 4 times 1 is 4, so we get the improper fraction 15 over 4. Now, this fraction won't reduce, but we do need to make it a mixed number. 4 does go into 15, and 4 will go into 15 3 whole times. So we know that this is going to be a whole number of 3. And if we continue dividing over here, 3 times 4 is 12. I get a remainder of 3. So this would be the mixed number 3 and 3/4. Again, your remainder goes on the top, and your original divisor, which in this case was our denominator, remains the denominator. So that's the mixed number 3 and 3/4 for number 4. Okay, for our last example, number 5, we have 4/5 times 28. So again, we'll take our fraction 4/5 times our whole number over 1. So that's times 28 over 1. My numerators, 4 times 28. And my denominators are 5 and 1. So that will be 5 times 1. 28 times 4. Doing that off to the side, I get 112. So this becomes 112 over, we know 5 times 1 is 5. Again, 5 won't go into 112 evenly, but we can write this as a mixed number. So 5 will go into 112, let's see, 5 will go into 11, 5, not 5 times, 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. So 11 minus 10 is 1, and we bring down our 2. And then 5 will go into 12 2 times. So we have 22 for our whole part here. 2 times 5 is again 10, and we get a remainder 2. So our mixed number is 22 and 2/5. 22 and 2/5 for number 5. Okay, as always, please be sure if you have any questions, write those down on your notes. That way, the next time you're in class and see me, you can ask those. And until then, have a nice day. You're all wonderful people. Take care.